Hello, everybody, and welcome to Big Sky Sounds.
Woo!
Yes!
Yes.
I'm Harrigan. I'm the music director of the Billings Symphony, and I have the unbelievable, the phenomenal, the one-of-a-kind Time for Three here with me, who's performing with the Billings Symphony on Saturday night. Welcome.
Yeah,
Can't wait.
Alicia.
Amazing.
Now, this is not your first rodeo in Montana.
No.
You've been here before, but this is your first time performing with the Billings Symphony, I imagine.
Yes.
Our first time in Billings, too.
Yeah, first time in Billings.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah,
Welcome to-
beautiful.
Was it not amazing though? Like we're flying in, and then we
Yeah.
we get to take this drive down the mountain. Would
The
you call
cliff.
the cliff? And you get to see all of the city and the lights. Just like
It's beautiful.
what a way to get welcomed into a town.
Oh, it is. So you flew in at night. You got to see the lights over the rim.
Well,
Yes, it is
we
beautiful.
flew in earlier. You didn't get a window seat. We talked
No.
because I took a video. So last night the clouds was really dramatic. You see like the canyons and the rivers. It was dusk. It was about 6, 7 o'clock. But there were like really dark clouds. But then the sun was setting, so you saw red, like a strip of red.
Oh, perfect.
And then like the runway, it was amazing. But we often talk about the great state of Montana because we've actually toured through Montana previous seasons during the fall. And so it's like the old school maps that you hang in the bathroom with the beautiful colors of trees and that's Montana. We've seen that live, and it's some of the most breathtaking nature and big sky that you could ever humanly experience. It's so great to be here.
Oh, we're very happy to have you. It's going to be great. And for those who haven't heard of you before,
Wait a second.
I
You
know,
guys
right?
are-
Yeah, well,
What? Wait, what's going on?
I'm leaving.
yeah. So tell us about how you guys got started.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, let me tell this one because I'm the baby in the
Okay.
band. So my bandmates over here, they 25 years ago?
Yeah, crazy.
25 years ago, they were at the Curtis Institute of Music in Philadelphia, one of the great music schools. And why am I telling this? I wasn't
you
part
were
of
still
it.
in kindergarten then.
I was in kinder.
No.
I was actually somewhere in
technically.
middle school. But they were starting the band when they were going to music conservatory, and after orchestral rehearsals, y'all would just get together, improvise, and it just naturally formed into a band with the former member Zach Depew.
Wait, so this was your therapy after
Yeah.
orchestra rehearsals?
Yeah, and it's kind of, it's kind of what you, so the amazing thing about when Zach decided he wanted to be a concertmaster, he had always dreamed of doing that, and he had to make the difficult decision to leave the band. We had been hearing about Charles, and unbeknownst to Ranaan and myself, Charles had been hearing about us. Being 10 years younger than us, he had been, you had been doing pretty much the same trajectory of like, as a young person studying classical music, working on it, at least for me, working on the stuff that didn't come easy, but then always involved in bands and in high school with your buddies who really knew nothing about this repertoire, this amazing stuff that happens. And we were always trying to build musical bridges so that we could fit in. At least that was for me. Your friends, you started, what was it called? Your band?
Charlie Railroad.
Charlie Railroad.
Yeah,
Charlie
I'm from
Railroad.
Austin, Texas. But it's like what Nick's saying. Growing up in our respective places. Ranaan grew up in Jersey, Nick in mostly Maryland, right?
Yeah. Yep.
And I grew up in Austin, Texas. For me, Texas was, the violin was a fiddle, you know, and I didn't know that at home. My mom's a violinist, so like, I'd learn all the great repertoire of Beethoven, Brahms, and all that stuff, and all the concertos, and then I would see a fiddle player play, and with creating a totally different sound. And so I was just drawn to that kind of stuff. And the blues, like how a blues guitar player can just make it sound like a voice. It was just a different language. And I think all three of us like latched onto these other dialects of music, it wasn't classical music, it was just music.
Yeah.
And now as a band, we just incorporate it all. We borrow, as we say.
Yeah.
Yes, you do. You definitely do. You mash things up.
Yeah, I think that's part of what. This show that we're doing with you, and thank you so much for having us. Thank you so much for having us, and also being so open to. We don't often get a chance to do this kind of show. Right now we're mostly playing our concerto shows. When we play with the orchestra, we're doing our concertos, and then we'll do a few encores, and then we'll have our solo show. But to bring back this show where it's kind of like a hodgepodge of our worlds, it's really meaningful to us because it is an example of kind of our beginnings all the way to now. Like the way we were using something that's popular in culture to maybe say, hey, we can hang too. But if you then, as a way to hook people with something that they know into what we do, which is, and you are also a wonderful, amazing musician. Besides being a maestra, you're also a fiddler in the style of Irish fiddle music, which is a huge tradition that we respect. But once you're playing, no matter what the music is or where it's coming from, for us, and I think for you too, just going down the rabbit hole of your stuff, it comes down to one thing, which is just sharing something with either your bandmates through tradition or through the moment or with an audience. And that's what this show is going to be about, pulling from different recognizable things like our jukebox, but then it's going to be about sharing something that we can all feel together. And in today's time, that is something we all are really kind of wanting to protect and share as much as possible.
Yep, that is it in a nutshell, isn't it? Yeah. So, well, it's interesting because our Montana audiences, they are real free thinkers, and they consider themselves very eclectic. So, for example, we have what's called a classic series. You're on our classic series.
Woo!
Yeah.
Really?
Really, yes. So our classic series includes everything, from Motown to Time for Three to Christmas.
Amazing.
Yeah, we don't do, classical and pops because our audiences, they think bigger than that.
That's so cool.
So, and so and then also our musicians, because there are so many opportunities and so few players. Many of our musicians, if you want musicians to take a break, by the way, you're not even talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, they'll be right there.
Really?
Yeah, because our musicians play klezmer, they play jazz, they play fiddle, they play Scottish.
I have a feeling the show's going to turn into like
Just a
what-
jam
3 hours.
Yeah. Why do we need music? We should just improvise up
Yeah,
there,
right, exactly.
What are we foreshadowing here? It's interesting, just like having this conversation together because, not even just 25 years ago when Time for Three formed, but thinking about our upbringing and the places we're in and the things that we're interested in and what your series has become. I don't feel like I fell in love with music until I was exposed to my third genre.
Interesting.
I started playing classical music when I was 4 on the piano. Was a big quitter. Got to the cello when I was 9. I wanted to quit again. My mom said, go tell your music teacher that you're going to quit. Look her in the eyes, and I did, and she cried, and it was devastating. All the while playing musical theater and touching on some blues here and there on the piano, not really understanding what it was, and then getting introduced to jazz 11 years. So for all of you parents out there, 11 years after getting introduced to music, some form of music. And it was when jazz was introduced to me that it just hit me over the head, kind of like knocked my socks off. And it was just like, okay, calling, this is why I'm put on this earth. This is why I have to go and practice. This is why I have to go and find like-minded people to make music with. We all have similar stories in that way. Mm-hmm. But, and then band forms 25 years ago from today, we were kind of like on this weird apex, right? Because it was, you had like the traditionalists that were, okay, if I'm going to hear an orchestra, I want to hear Beethoven, I want to hear Brahms, maybe some new contemporary music, but I'm not so sure about that. And then, but there was this world that was ready for some genre blurriness.
Yes.
And like this, people use this word fusion, but it was like, just like, I'm going to your point, I'm going to take from some klezmer, I'm going to take from classical, I'm going to take from some jazz, I'm going to mix it all up. Who knows what's going to happen? But a new sense of, almost like a renaissance, like open-mindedness. Yeah. And now fast forward to today, the world's just here for it now. It is the new classics, really. To what you're having here on your series, and we're just thankful to be existing in that ecosystem now, because it's a lot more fun when you get up on stage, and it's less about what are these guys gonna do? You know, are they gonna pass the test? And it's more, you know, oh, I'm excited. I'm excited to see what happens tonight. What's the chef gonna make me for dinner? I have no idea.
Oh yeah. Well, this is if any of you are listening, this is Time for Three, and this is going to be Saturday night, 7:30 p.m. at the Alberta Bair Theatre. I think you can tell already. You want to run, don't walk, or run to your computer and click on the billingssymphony.org, and because this is going to be a transformative experience.
Nice.
This is going to be just what you need on a Saturday night. I was already talking to some people. It's like, oh man, I've had a rough week. But then I was talking with us, like, I think this is exactly what I need. And I can tell you, nobody will walk into this concert, no matter what a mood they're in, and say they were sorry they came. So it's going to be a celebration from the front all the way through.
Yeah, we think so.
You know, yeah, it's going to be great fun, great crackers.
Can't wait to work with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is awesome.
Yeah, so it's going to be so much fun. And then if you are in the audience, and this is just to give you a feel for what's going to happen in just a few minutes, because hold on to your seats. Don't expect, well, I should say, you're Billings Symphony members, so you always know there's going to be something amazing happening, but you're just going to watch for the details of the interaction. And of course, we have our amazing Billings Symphony Youth Orchestra doing a side-by-side with us on two of our tunes, Stand By Me and Joy. And if I can just brag just for a little minute.
Please do. Always.
Joy was designed to, it was written by you to be played with youth orchestras at times, right?
Yes.
And you have a youth orchestra version of the parts.
Yes.
Well, you think our orchestra musicians, our youth orchestra, is playing the youth orchestra version?
Woo!
I don't know if I told you this.
They're playing the...
They're actually playing the parts that were written for the
yeah.
professional orchestras, but that's awesome.
Well, you didn't like the part I wrote?
I know. Oh, sure. Yeah, so they're playing professional parts, but it's...
Are you okay? We'll talk later.
This is how you make the bass player feel awkward. That's how you do it.
So one of the things that I think I would have had a harder time, say, 5-10 years ago than I would now, and the orchestra musicians in the email me says, okay, wait. So how many measures between this and this? I was like, no. That's not how this works. So part of the mixing this genre, and audiences, you'll see this, we're talking about the mix between jazz and traditional symphonic music. And if you are Rocky Mountain Jazz Collective fans, you get it. And if you aren't, you'd better go. Their next concert is coming up.
Nice.
Whoa.
So we have part of our Sukin series. We have a great jazz orchestra under the director of Scott Jeppesen. But we have parts that are written out.
Yeah.
And then we have parts like, okay, we're just going to play and riff and just see what happens.
Yeah.
And then, so how do you, and so the problem is you have orchestra musicians who have written parts, they've got to count rests, you know, because some people in our orchestra improvise, but getting 60 people to improvise could be a thing. That could be tough. So you got to have some bridges coming in and out. So okay, show me your signal. Who's the signaler?
Oof, well, depends which piece are we talking about.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see, what we were talking, Stand By Me. Who signals the break out of Stand By Me?
Oh, that's it. Okay,
Yeah.
so this is the one written for the orchestra and us?
Yes.
Is that the version?
Yeah, which one are we doing now?
Okay.
Yeah.
We have a few different versions there. Well, I mean, okay, here's something to look for in the concert. You may, Nick, I know he's not the tallest guy in the world, but he's got a great
You can't
vertical-
tell on camera.
You can't tell on camera. Don't
We're
give
all
it
the
away.
same height
Oh,
here.
I'm sorry, he's not standing up yet. He's got a great vertical, okay? Have you heard of Spud Webb? All right. This guy, straight up, right? The legs, you'll see a couple of those, at the show. So,
I can't
so
wait.
you can't miss the cue.
Okay.
I mean,
All right.
Just gonna do it.
yeah.
Just a huge
Just
Nike
gonna
swoop.
see me levitate up.
Yeah.
And
That'll be your cue.
There you go.
And a sweet child of mine, this kid over here, man.
Also not very tall.
Are you going to do a split to the ground then?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I go the opposite way. I
Okay.
get shorter.
All right.
No, we got our even within the band, we like spontaneity is kind of great too. We'll never throw you
Under the bus.
Yeah.
Uh-huh, yeah.
No, you'll
Get
get
the
the
cues.
cues.
Yeah.
But there are times where we're feeling something, and let's say someone's taking a solo, and we're like, oh, that's good. We
Yeah.
want to keep going.
Keep going.
Or we shout it out and we're like, keep going.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I know that one.
And hell yeah.
The only problem is when you're in a bar and everything is so loud.
So
like,
loud. Yeah.
What
What?
did you say? No, you mean to stop?
Wait, was that my cue?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, we stopped. No, that was a keep going. This meant keep going your solo. It didn't mean stop the whole
Like,
tune.
okay, here for your local
You
audience.
said keep going. I thought you said
Say
to.
go.
I thought you said to quit the instrument.
We're gonna
What?
have hand signals.
Yeah.
No, but we've been for your audiences. You guys know. I don't know what camera to look at, but you guys know
Try that one.
that.
You're right. No, you're
Like I
good.
said before,
Try that
you are
one.
an amazing fiddlers, and we just talked before this interview. We want to see if we can spontaneously
Yeah.
somehow. I don't know.
We'll
we
see.
might do it.
We'll
we might
see.
do
Okay,
it.
maybe.
We might do. Well, we have to. You're amazing.
Well.
It's so cool.
Get
It's-
up with us.
It's so cool to be able to make music with a maestra who also understands this medium between tradition,
Yeah.
but also something that is celebrating the instrument in a new way. And
Yeah.
obviously, the Irish tradition is old or has a beautiful tradition, but it's just really cool to like be able to meet musically with you in this way.
Oh, well, thank
It's
you.
awesome.
Well, you know Martin Hayes,
Oh, yeah.
one of the greatest
100%.
Irish fiddlers of all time, and also one of the most innovative
Well,
fiddlers
yeah.
of all time. So he will tell you that the Irish tradition is constantly evolving, or else it would die. So it's it's a balancing act between the traditional and the innovative, which is what we've got here, because we've got standards, you know, like "Sweet Child of Mine." We've got "Stand by Me," we mentioned, and then we've got a new piece that was written for you. We've got a new piece that you've written.
Yes.
And so we're really covering a gamut, and our audiences are totally down with that because they're just used to it. We did 75 years of music in one night in October, so that was
Whoa.
crazy because it's our 75th anniversary.
Wow! Yes, congratulations, by the way. Congratulations.
That's
Joe.
amazing. That's
So
amazing.
another really cool thing, so the Billings Symphony was founded in 1951, and we're opening with Bernstein's Candide Overture.
Yes.
Great piece, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely fabulous piece, written in
bad.
1956. So here's the kicker. So some of you in the audiences are watching, you must remember Vincent Carpenter. He was one of our great icons in the community, loved music. So you probably don't know that his grandfather, Albert L. Carpenter,
Okay.
was a businessman in Minneapolis, and he founded the Minneapolis Symphony.
Wow.
And Vincent lived with his grandfather, so he would have dinner after concerts and meet all these amazing people. And in 1947, Leonard Bernstein was hired to conduct the Minneapolis Symphony.
Yeah.
So here's Vincent, you know, meeting him. And the next year, Vincent goes to Tanglewood, and Bernstein's there.
Of course.
So that's in the 48. And so now Bernstein becomes super famous,
Yeah.
writes Candide. Very shortly after that, now Vincent is teaching at McAllister College in Minnesota, and he conducts one of the first off-Broadway performances of Candide.
No way.
Isn't that amazing? So what a connection to Montana. And then he moved out, he retired to Montana, just was on a ranch, and went to all our concerts, was a huge supporter. This guy whose grandfather founded the Minnesota Orchestra. So when we do the Candide Overture, I'm really going to be thinking about Vincent, and you know, this part of the 75th anniversary. The Candide Overture was written only 5 years after the orchestra was founded.
That's
So
amazing.
it's really cool.
Wow.
That's a beautiful curation that you've done.
Yeah.
Thank you. Well, I'm really excited. So we just have one more minute. So first of all, if you are listening, again, call the Billings Symphony, billingssymphony.org, or the ABT. You got to be here. You cannot possibly miss this. And one last other thing, my very last concert at the Classic Series with the Billings Symphony will be the Verdi Requiem. I mean, go big, right? Yeah.
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious.
That's
yeah,
amazing.
I know, right?
Girl, that's amazing.
So with the Billings Symphony, the MSU Chorale, it's going to be absolutely
wow.
epic, and that's in 1 month. And so everybody, you got to get your tickets now because that's not one to be missed.
What a season.
So all right, last words for people who've got to come tonight, and welcome to our people who see you in a few minutes.
Well, for the people that are going to see it in a few minutes, listen, get out of your seats, dance, take out your phones, film.
Yes.
Let's break the mold together. You know, look, if you know the song, you got to help us out. Sing along with us. Let's just have a party together. It's going to be a wild night.
Yes. That's it.
All right, that's it. How about for the people who haven't bought their tickets yet?
Did you just hear what Ranaan said? For the people that are going to be, they're going to have a great time.
Go get your tickets.
So be one
now.
of those people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bring a date. Bring your fam. Bring your friends. Bring your
Yeah.
enemies.
All right.
We love you guys, sincerely.
Okay.
And thank you so much for having us.
Thank you, thank you,
Thank you. This has been Big Sky Sounds. We are going to have an amazing weekend, and I look forward to seeing everybody at the Alberta Bair Theatre.